It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Reaction Beanie, yo 102. Day in that neighborhood, my brothers and sisters. We back. We back for another one, y'all. Another one of these crazy true crime stories, man. And we're gonna go to one of the people who the best at doing this shit. Y'all already know who that be. Mike from That Chapter. Back to Mike, man. The title of the video is The Murderous Couple That Turned on Each Other. Now I'm wondering, did they murder their kids, or were they just serial killers out here murdering people? Because I'm pretty sure when they got caught, they started blaming each other. They started turning on each other like they were blaming each other. But I'm just wondering, who were they murdering? Who did they murder? You know what I'm saying? Well, we finna see. But before we see, my people, come on now. You know what you got to do. Get whatever you may need. Get what you need, please. Because I'm ready to go. I got mine. I'm ready to do it. Y'all got yours? Y'all ready to do it? Then let's fucking do it.
Hey you, and welcome. My name is Mike, and in this whole video, we are going to one of our favorite haunts, that be Florida, to look at a story of love. How am I saying this with a straight face? I mean, you know, it's not a great one, because as lovely as love is, it's often shrouded in things which are not quite that. You know, you got jealousy, you got bitterness, you got resentment. You know, that's the Greatest Hits album right there. But what this case is really about is how quickly a couple who claimed they couldn't live without each other, well, how they turned on each other quicker than you can say the other one did. So when, in Central Florida, a woman named Heather Strong vanished from her workplace, authorities went to those around her, from her partner to her partner's partner, and sort of all around. So, without further ado, let's give this wild tale a go.
Let's give it a go. And did y'all catch that part, bro? He said to her partner's partner. Like, this sounds like a crazy love triangle or something. Let's go. Let's give it a go. Heather Strong.
This story, it begins in Mississippi, but it ends in Florida, when, in February 2009, 26-year-old Heather Strong was working away in a diner near the town of Reddick. Reddick is in Central Florida, Marion County. It's kind of sort of this like rinky-dink little place. There's not a whole lot to say about it, so I won't say a lot. It's just off the I-75, and also just off the I-75 is exactly where our Heather Strong worked. Less than a 10-minute drive away, you'll find a truck stop, and there lies the world-famous Iron Skillet restaurant, where Heather worked as a waitress. Heather was born in North-ish Mississippi, and I have even less to say about that than I do about Reddick. She had been living in Florida, though, for about 5 years at this point, when she would just vanish on the 15th of February 2009, which is kind of fitting that she would disappear right after Valentine's Day. Right, this whole story, right, is one big love triangle. Inside that triangle was a whole heap of crazy.
I said
that. Only looking into the disappearance of your daughter.
Yes.
Okay, have you heard from her?
No, I haven't.
When was the last time you heard from her?
Somewhere about the 10th, 11th, or 12th of February.
Is this unusual for...
Yes, it is. And Heather's birthday is Monday. And if she doesn't call me Monday, I know something's wrong.
Right, yes ma'am.
The police followed up on the missing persons report filed by Heather's cousin back in Mississippi. They were close, and so when she didn't hear from Heather, she knew something was wrong. But they only got heavily into the investigation a month after the disappearance.
What?
The initial thought was that she had just upped and moved or UNNOFT'd back to Mississippi. Or at least that's what the lazy bastard who couldn't get up off his arse was hoping.
It's crazy.
Heather was born in 1982, growing up in Columbia, Mississippi. She had a close family, a family that grew when one day in a restaurant in Columbus, Mississippi, where Heather was waitressing at 16 years old, in walked 17-year-old Josh Fulgham. Josh was a real tough guy, you know. He had the popped collar, the leather jacket, the cigarette behind the ear, the shaved head, the whole kit and caboodle. He even had a lollipop. Okay, I have no idea if he had any of those things, but Heather swooned. She thought he was 100% grade A badass, and unlike probably most other people in town, she felt comfortable around him. They hit it off, and they never looked back.
They should have, though.
From the start, Josh was a little rough with Heather, who would thunk it. You know, he didn't have any problem using his hands and his fists to get what he wanted, to the point that police would be called on more than one occasion to their home. But they stuck it out, you know, through thick and thin, and they would both work, and they would have 2 children together. Then came the year 2003, when moving out of Mississippi came a calling. Maybe going to Florida. I don't know. They went and moved to the big smoke of Marion County. Josh thought his work opportunities might be a little bit better there. He was kind of a landscaper by trade. And see, that wasn't the only reason. He also had quite a lot of family in that part of Florida. And so he thought, well, maybe if we all move there and we get Heather away from her family, I might just have her under my tongue. So they were like, you know what, let's be mad and let's go to Florida. But usually in my stories, it's Florida that drives you mad, though. So initially, this all played out to Josh's advantage, right? So they were living there, they were working there, they were raising their family together there until in 2008, when Heather said, F this S, I'm out of here. She moved back to Columbus for like less than a week because Josh snuck into town and somehow convinced her to come back to Florida with him, you know? Heather would say she went willingly, she wanted to give it a good old go. She kind of fell into that fallacy, you know, that idea, you know, where it nearly always ends up, though, with you being as broke as them. But Heather, she remained in Florida. She wanted her kids to be close to their dad, Josh. So she stayed there, she, you know, got a job waitressing, and she stuck it out. Shortly after it ended, once again, absolutely to the surprise of nobody, Heather, she decided to remain in Florida, though. You know, she wanted her kids to be close to their dad, Josh, and in fact, both Heather and Josh would meet new people. Heather, she would date a man named Jamie, and while Josh, he would begin dating a woman named Amelia Carr. She was a massage therapist. Interestingly, both Jamie and Amelia, these 2 new people, had dated each other previously. In fact, when Josh and Heather first moved to Florida, they got to know them by essentially going on like double dates together.
This is weird as fuck, bro. That is weird as hell, bro. You met your new partner by going on a double date. Like them 2, you got the 2 people right here, then you got the 2 people right here. They together. And now they split up. And then the 2 people meet like this. That shit crazy, bro. That's crazy. I never heard of no shit like that. Let's go.
So you think that's the end of it, right? You know, Heather and Josh, they had this kind of dysfunctional kind of marriage, but they split up and they met new people and happily ever after. Nope. Because this is like a tangled web full of knots of just shit. Because in December 2008, Josh and Heather would marry.
What?
Then they would break it up and Josh would go back to Amelia. It's fucking weird.
Yeah, this is crazy, bro.
Amelia was a Marion County local. In 2009, she was 24 years old, and she came from a low-income family. They struggled. Reportedly, her father was a pretty abusive asshole, though Amelia was a bright spark indeed. Sharp cookie she was. Unfortunately, a pregnancy at age 16 forced her to abandon some of her plans for her bright future. She had to drop out of school, and over the next almost decade before she shacked up with Josh, she'd be married twice and have 3 kids. some of the fun things that happened over that about a decade before she started dating Josh remember her kind of abusive asshole dad? He would attempt to hire a hitman to murder her, and not only that, also her sisters and her mother. I love that. It's my personal favorite deal, hiring a hitman. Gag. Amelia would also go on probation for a time for helping one of her previous ex-husbands in a heist to rob exotic birds. It's like Ocean's 11, but with
birds,
chickens. And so she would eventually meet Josh and Heather and then date Josh when him and Heather broke up. Then she would become pregnant by Josh and get engaged to Josh in November 2008. Then her and Josh would have a fight and he would go off and marry Heather. I mean, he already had the ring, so. Heather, I don't know why she did it. She was also seeing somebody else. Maybe she just felt bad for him. I don't know. You know I say this a lot, but there really must be absolutely nothing to do there if they're doing this. I mean, you have to find this fun. It has to be, it sounds like hell to me, but this has to be fun for them to go through all of this bullshit. Josh certainly had that dog in him. What a lad. So then at the end of 2008, Josh had left Amelia who was pregnant with Josh's baby, although I suppose it's her baby too. He would go marry Heather, and then he would break up with Heather and go back to Amelia. And then in February 2009, Heather disappeared.
Oh shit, here you go.
One of the last things Heather said to her co-workers at the Iron Skillet restaurant where she worked was that she needed to get her and her kids away from Josh. When the investigators began their investigation in March 2009, after Heather had been missing for a month, Josh was questioned right away.
Bro, that whole month shit killing me. Y'all waited a month before y'all really started looking for her? Cause y'all thought she just left? You know what I'm saying? A month? Come on, man. Y'all, police got to do better, bro. Let's hear what this guy got to say.
Wait, man, I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, man, I'm just bored. I get up at 4 in the morning. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, buddy. Take your time. She said she want to get the hell out of Dodge. Want me to keep the kids, but when she gets it cleared up, she's coming home. And Heather always coming home. She always does, and I've always taken her back, but this time I'm not taking her back.
He said he had spoken to her that day being the 15th of February when she was last seen. He said he had spoken to her outside her place of work. You know, the Iron Skillet, he said he saw her, they yapped away, she had all her bags packed, she was ready to go. And so he said, here, listen, good luck to you. And off he went. However, cameras would show he was not being completely, honest, shockingly.
What a shock.
And you got back in your car? And I went back to the house. And when you left, she was? Right there at Petro Station. No video. Of what? Of Heather. At that Petro. On that date. All day. All night.
Got him. Call
Police
him.
also found footage of someone, a landscaper, using Heather's ATM card. Someone had used it 8 times, in fact. Shopping spree, huh? We already know a landscaper, and a quick call to the company truck that was seen parked outside would reveal that that landscaping company had an employee named Josh. Wow.
Whoa.
I know for a fact that you used a card. Okay? You used a credit card and you got money off of it. Which one? Okay? Her work card. You got money off of it.
He stuck like a duck.
Amelia, too, was spoken with, and Amelia, who was 8 months pregnant in February 2009.
Hey,
Hey,
tired?
exhausted.
Just
About my bedtime.
I'm trying to make this quick as possible, okay? I appreciate you coming up here.
You look tired too.
Very tired. Trying to get some things together. We try to sort out some differences and get a clear understanding.
Oh, I'm hoping you guys find her. I mean,
All right? We're going to find her with your help.
'cause I mean, it'd be,
With your help, we're going to find
Yeah.
her, okay? And I
Okay.
need you to understand that. I need
I
your
know.
help.
And I'm here to help. I mean, we've got kids who need both parents
You
and...
know something? This is the time. This is our opportunity. Because you want to see that baby being born.
Oh,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? Okay? You don't want something to bite you in the behind if you know something,
No.
okay?
The police were as quick to speak with Josh as they were Amelia, as they both had a very busy November/December January, which we'll get to also. Josh and Amelia were engaged. Josh calls it off. He goes and marries his baby mama. He goes back to Amelia.
Crazy, bro. Little try.
See, in January 2009, Josh was arrested for assault after he attacked Heather Strong and pointed a shotgun at her.
Damn.
See, Heather, she wanted to leave Florida and take the kids. Josh wasn't too keen on that, so he got the shotgun out. So he bet up Heather and pointed a weapon at her, and so he went to jail. And then Amelia, saying to her friend she couldn't live without Josh, pulled out a knife and went for Heather. Amelia had to be pulled off Heather by Jamie. Oh yeah, Heather also got back with Jamie. What a plan Amelia had, by trying to attack Heather with a knife, Drop the charges against the person who tried to kill you, or I'll kill you.
Bruh, both of them, bruh, already been showing tendencies of being murderers. Both of their ass, bruh.
Maybe she wasn't the smartest, I said. But Josh would be released anyway in early February 2009, right before Heather disappeared. Huh. That's interesting.
Very.
When you call Heather at her job, okay, there was something that went on between you two. Because Heather, and this is other employees telling us this, that she was visibly shaken and upset. And she was so upset that she was saying that, you know what, I'm tired of Josh. Josh ain't gonna see his kids no more. Because I'm tired of dealing with Josh and his bullshit. She wanted to take the kids away from you. Not give you the kids. You wanted them kids. You didn't want her to have
No,
them
I'm
kids.
gonna be honest with you, man.
You
I'm
didn't want
having
her
had
to-
no.
You didn't want her. She was sitting up there telling you. She was telling you. She was go. You won't never see them kids.
No, she was not. No, she was.
And now, the story was Heather supposedly just upped and left, leaving her kids behind in Florida, which is what the whole rigmarole was about to begin with. I mean, this latest rigmarole. This whole pile of shit.
He wants her. She don't want him. He wants to take the kids, but he knows that's how. The only way he can financially support himself is having those kids. Because if she take the kids from him, he got to pay child support. Okay?
Oh, I know about child
He took her
support.
credit cards. Did he tell you that?
I was under the impression that she left him because she was coming back. She's left and came back so many other times.
No. He took her cards. Okay?
So that's the kind of case this was upon initial glance. Anyway, Heather wanted to leave with the kids. Josh wouldn't let that happen and was also very angry he had just spent time in jail. Amelia, also with a baby on the way, would want Heather out of the picture so Josh could stay with her, and a distraction be gone!
I know,
She
right?
also certainly would have it in her noodle that her, the person she couldn't live without had just left her to go and marry Heather 2 months before, so you can imagine Amelia would not be Heather's biggest fan.
This
I know,
is the
right?
time. Tonight.
But when I
If you're going to sit up and lie to me, I'd rather you just look at me.
Hey, this dude putting pressure on both of their ass, bro. He ain't bullshit. He putting pressure on their ass.
Okay? And not say a word. But if you're going to continue to lie to me, I'm going to make your life very, very hard.
Pressure.
Just being honest to you. Because I'm trying to give you opportunity, sweetheart, to do the right thing. The shit may have gotten out of hand. You got a baby right there you got to think about. If it happened, that's fine. If it's out of anger, that's fine. I understand. I'd be pissed off at it too, because I like this man, and this man constantly goes back to this girl that ain't shit.
But why would I hurt her is what I don't understand.
Why?
When
Because you can get her out of the way.
He ain't bullshit.
During Josh's interview with the police, something kind of interesting came up when he went out, for a cigarette, and they brought the recorder with them.
Uh-oh.
What did Amelia tell you? Did she get to go home?
Mm-hmm. Yes, she did.
How come she got to go home and I can't?
Maybe she was a little bit more honest. See how that works?
I'm gonna tell you this is what I was told. Right here. I was told she was gone to leave it alone. That's what I was told. That she's gone to leave it alone.
See, the police had decided to play Amelia and Josh off each other. He's telling me this. What are you going to tell me? And it worked like a charm.
He's saying that you told him that.
That's what I was told. That she's gone to leave it alone.
This is what he told us. Your heart is about to jump out of your chest.
She don't know what the fuck to say now, bro. She stuck like a duck.
Because I was home at my mom's.
Your heart is about to jump out of your chest.
That pisses me off.
Okay. I'm telling you that he said that you told him that you guys took care of Heather and for him not to worry about her anymore.
Who's you guys?
You. So you telling me Amelia knows, she knows everything?
I think she knows more about the shit than I do.
Both of y'all
At this
know.
point, Amelia, she was let go, but Josh was being held onto because he had committed the crime of stealing Heather's credit card. So as they were putting the bracelets on Josh, he said something which kind of made the detective stop dead in his tracks, as you will see, which was this.
You let me take that by my mama if I take you to it?
Oh shit. What?
We'll go right now.
You take me to where Heather is, I'll take your wallet to your mom.
You won't take me by and let me talk to mom?
You take me to Heather first.
What
You
the
take me by mom?
That's a promise.
Bro, this man just came out of nowhere with that.
Let's go.
Turn all this shit off.
Yeah, all this is happening.
Then we start getting back to cigarette.
Yes, we will.
I'm in this shit on my own, man.
He was like, yeah, come on, I'll tell you where she is. You have a go? You wanna have a go? He was laying this completely at Amelia's feet. He was, Amelia told me this. She showed me things, and he took them to Heather.
Man, I'm gonna tell y'all this right now, man. I didn't do this shit. I ain't have it done, but I know it was done.
Okay. And you're taking us to her. It's the right thing
Where
to
I'm
do.
told she was.
It's the right thing to do, man.
She had been buried in Amelia's backyard.
Wow.
Amelia, of course, though, when she was questioned, she was doing the exact same thing Josh was doing.
I wasn't out there.
Yeah, Josh, guys, I don't know what he's telling you, but he was acting just really weird. In fact, maybe he said some things and did some things which made it, maybe question if he actually killed her. I think he did. Guys, he did. I didn't, he did.
What did she tell you, man?
He was acting weird.
I'm sure he was.
He was acting weird.
Then he told you that Heather was
Gone, not to worry about her.
gone and not to worry about her.
It really is amazing how quickly Amelia and Josh turned on each other. I don't think it's possible to throw your lover any quicker under the bus. So, they found missing Heather, and the two most likely people to do it were blaming each other. Amelia was saying she'd wandered into the trailer on the back of her mother's property, and Heather had been tied up, and she was dead.
Dang.
In the trailer.
In the trailer. And I freak out. I check for a pulse. I'm looking to see if she's breathing. And I'm just checking.
She even went with police to the trailer to walk them through what she saw. Josh was saying he didn't know what happened, but Amelia told him where she was buried.
I saw her in the chair. She was taped to it. I just kind of stopped for a minute. I didn't know what to think or what to do.
Who y'all really think lying, bro? I'm just trying to play devil advocate real quick. One of them could possibly be telling the truth and the other person just lying. Me, I think both of them lying. I think both of them really know what the fuck happened. I don't know whose story to believe. I really don't believe either one of theirs. I think both of them lying. Let's go.
In all fairness, Amelia would have been 7 months pregnant, so she did kill Heather by herself. Fair play to her. Though he also said Amelia worked with two men, one being a Jason, who was just a high school friend of Amelia's, the other being Jamie, who was Heather's on-again, off-again boyfriend, I guess. So they were both spoken with by the police. They both said Amelia had offered them $500 to help her kill Heather, and they both said no.
There's other people has come forward about some statements that you have made. You got into a conversation with someone where you offered someone some money. Oh. Obviously, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I've heard this rumor.
Around that time, the police also learned about Amelia attacking Heather with a knife, you know, because she wouldn't drop the charges against Josh.
What about that, Amelia?
So what likely happened to Heather? I mean, they both did it. Josh likely lured Heather, you know, out to that trailer on the pretense of maybe talking about their kids and their kind of custody arrangements and blah, 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 blah. And while she was out there, Amelia was there too, and together they both ended her life.
But you gotta know, the first person that's cooperative, okay, is the best deal.
If you need me to testify, be a witness, or anything, I'm more than willing to help. I'm not gonna let some sick man cost me nothing.
So everything she's telling me is a lie.
If she's telling you that I took her on that trailer, man,
What about putting her in the hole? What about killing her?
Love doesn't get any more real than that, my friends. You know, this is the verse Dean Martin left out of That's Amore.
when she put the bag over her head, she taped it around her neck to where it was solid on her. She had her arm around her neck. She was trying to snap her neck. She had this hand right here was coming over her head, over her nose.
And where were you?
I was still sitting on her.
Crazy.
So Josh was saying, you know, they were both there. He helped, but Amelia was the one that did it. While Amelia, though, she was saying, I heard some things and I saw some things, but I wasn't there, guys. I didn't kill her.
So now there's a whole new story.
I was just about to say that, bro. They keep changing their story now. That's why I said now I'm done playing. Excuse me. I'm done playing devil advocate now. I believe both of them did this shit at the same damn time. That's what I believe. Let's go.
Now there's more. So when we sat across the hall and you shed tears and you swore to me that was it, you were lying again. What I'm concerned about is that you're still lying. And I'm going to call you on it. I was being polite to you last night. I was being nice to you. But there's still more, and I know it. I know you're trying to back away from what you and Josh did together, and I know there's more.
The final crack in the slab for Amelia was when she went for a ride with Josh's sister. The police were listening in on that ride, and they knew Amelia wasn't telling them what she knew, and that perhaps she had even orchestrated the entire ordeal.
I put the bag over her head. We tried to snap her neck. That didn't work. He didn't see any other way out. I mean, how many more times was he gonna...
But why would you try to break her neck?
For you to be quick and painless.
Dummy.
And that was the end for both Josh and Amelia. The death penalty was on the cards for them both.
Good.
Amelia went on trial in late 2010, so almost 2 years after the murder of Heather. In that time, Amelia gave birth in jail. Amelia was found guilty of first-degree murder and kidnapping, and she was sentenced to death by lethal injection in February 2011.
Good.
Josh went on trial 1 year later. However, he didn't get the death penalty, interestingly enough.
What?
He was sentenced to life in prison without the chance of parole.
That's good. I'll take it.
Still kind of a death sentence, though, to be honest. You know, you're never going to see daylight again, so I can't imagine he was jumping for joy when he got that. But Amelia, in 2017, her sentence would be reduced to life without parole from death. So again, it's still death penalty.
Yeah.
Only woman on Marion County's death row is talking only to West 2 News.
Today, Amelia Carr was given the death penalty for her role in the 2009 murder. Prosecutors believe Carr and her boyfriend, Josh Fulgham, lured his ex, Heather Strong, to a storage trailer, tortured her, and killed her.
So you're saying you were not there when Heather was murdered?
No, I wasn't.
Why did the jury convict you?
That's a good question.
Did you have anything to do with burying her?
No. I cared about her.
It was a love triangle plot gone horribly wrong for Heather Strong. The entire situation was this one pure mess. Josh and Amelia thought the best way to remedy was to horribly suffocate Heather to death in some shitty trailer in the middle of nowhere. Emilia still denies she was involved in the murder, that she only witnessed it, but everything else about it was pure grade A, Josh.
Girl, stop.
She would say, oh, some of my statements, that you saw in those videos, they were coerced. The police forced me to say these things. I actually loved Heather. She was my favorite. I would have no reason to hurt her, to want her to be hurt, which is a lie. And so, the story just sort of ends. No happily ever after in this old one, though. Is there ever in any of the stories I tell? I think I need one. Guys, I'm going to start reading some fairy tales. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you for another good one, man. That was good, right? That was crazy, bro. It was crazy, man. Crazy love triangle, bro. For getting married, getting divorced, leaving each other, getting back with each other, having kids with this one, having kids with that one. Y'all met on a double date, but you was with the other partner in the date. Like, that shit crazy. But why do people murder people to try to just get rid of them? Like that shit gonna work, bro. Like, that's why they murdered her, bro, so they can just get her out the equation. Like, they can just murder her and just live happily ever after. Why do people think that shit, bro? Like, what is going on, man? What going on with that shit, bro? And, hey, man, as time go on, we in 2022 now. This happened, what, 2009, 2008, 2010, somewhere up in there when this happened? All I'm trying to say is technology was good enough to catch they had back then, but even now, bro, it's 2022. Like, the more time go on, the harder it's gonna be for people to get away with murder. And I love that, bro. I love that. But, man, RP, man. RP to Heather, bro. It was a good one. It was a good one. I digress. You know how I get, man. I just sit right here just thinking about the story and what happened and shit, and it just be crazy, bro. Like, damn. But I believe both of their ass were lying off the top. Both of their ass were lying, bro. Both of their ass did that shit, and I'm glad they got life. And that's another thing that was weird, real quick, y'all. They was weird as fuck. This shit be weird, bro. Why she got the death penalty, but he didn't get it? Like, I don't understand what be going on with that death penalty shit, bro. It's so weird. It's like people just decide on. It's like a coin toss. It almost feel like just a flip. Her heads is gonna get the death penalty. Say we just gonna get them life sentence. Like, I don't really get the parameters around it or what influences them to do it to one person and not the next. You know what I'm saying, bro? All of it murder. I don't know why it's so complicated, but I'm glad they still got their life without parole. So their ass ain't getting out. They gonna ride up in that bitch. They gonna ride. I digress again, man. Gonna let y'all get up out of here now, bro. I appreciate y'all coming back, fucking with the bean. Please come on back for episode 103 of the Reaction Beanie Yo's. But until then, my friends, the Beanie Baby Legend.